Hello everybody, I am Crystal Clear 101. Welcome back to my channel. We have another Star Wars Episode 7 toy review. And today I am reviewing the Star Wars The Black Series Kylo Ren. Now this figure was released in late 2015. He is a general release and his suggested retail is $19.99. Now let's go ahead and look over the packaging. Starting off with the very top of the front of the packaging, we have the Star Wars The Black Series logo at the very top center of the packaging. Along to the very bottom of the corner on the right hand side, we have a nice silhouette shot of Kylo Ren, along with the name of the character at the bottom left hand corner of the packaging. Now on the reverse side for Kylo Ren's packaging, at the very top of his packaging, we have the Star Wars The Black Series logo on the left, along with the numbers 03 and the name of the character to the right. And on the reverse side of the packaging, throughout the middle of it, we have some rather cool pencil shaded artwork of Kylo Ren's mask on the right hand side. The left hand side contains the name of the character, a brief bio about him in 4 languages, and the English portion of it reads, "A dark warrior strong with the Force, Kylo Ren commands First Order missions with a temper as fiery as his unconventional lightsaber." And that does it for the packaging for the figure. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and open up the Black Series Kylo Ren and see just how cool this figure really is. And now let's take a better look at Kylo Ren. First off, let's go ahead and give a 360 degree of the figure. Now, there's some things about this figure I do like, and a couple of things I don't like. Now, let me start off with what I do like. Number one is he is very articulated. I mean, yeah, that's to be expected with a 6-inch Black Series figure, but with him, the articulation really helps him, because you can actually have this figure in a number of different poses, which I'll show in just a minute. Number two is the fact that he only comes with the lightsaber. This is his only extra accessory. And if you want to get even more technical, it's technically 2 pieces, as this blade is actually removable. So you can have him hold just the hilt if you want to. It's easy to pop on and off, so it gives you a couple of display options. The next thing is his cape and his hood are fabric. And in the case of this figure, it really does help to bring out the figure itself, as this actually does allow it to actually flow fairly freely. In addition to that, you can actually pull his hood back, and you can see, the Darth Vader-ish type of helmet, as he is aspiring to be, I guess you'd say, Darth Vader's successor. After all, he does state, "I will finish what you started." Another thing I do like is he actually does have some reasonably good, I wouldn't say posability, but he is actually a rather stable figure. Because I can have him in a number of variable poses with his legs, and he will stand without too much of an issue. His center of balance is actually very easy to find. There's a number of different figures. You start to fool with the legs, and they topple over fairly quickly. Kylo Ren, not so much. Now, if I had to give any kind of negative about the figure, is that while I do like the cloth cape, if you're not paying attention, the bottom of this will wrap up underneath his feet, which will in turn make it a little harder for him to actually be able to stand, because it would be just enough to make him tip over. At the moment, that's the only major negative I could really give. If I had to give a very personal one, it's just that I wish that he could have been able to hold the lightsaber a little bit differently. Made it look a little more I guess, natural, I guess you could say. Because, let me try and bring his arms in. Because, yes, he can two-hand his lightsaber. However, to me, it looks like the saber would be a little bit too close for comfort. That would be me, though. Especially when you go to bring it, like, up here. And you can see how close that brings it to the head. I mean, for me, that would be just a little uncomfortable for me. But as far as my pros and cons, that's really all I have about the figure itself. But other than that, the detail on this figure is very, very nice. I do love the detail on this figure. For me, this is actually a very, very nice representation of Kylo Ren. Now, just to give an idea of size comparison, first off, here is a First Order Stormtrooper. And the only other 6-inch Black Series I had to give him size comparison to is Captain Phasma. And as you can see, Captain Phasma does tower over Kylo Ren a good bit. But overall, this is actually a very, very nice representation of the, I guess you say, one of the primary antagonists for The Force Awakens. Weapons and accessories for Kylo Ren consist of a red lightsaber. And articulation for Kylo Ren consists of a ball-jointed head, ball-hinged shoulders, ball-hinged elbows, ball-hinged wrists, ball-jointed waist, ball-jointed hips, double-hinged knees, and swivel-hinged ankles. And so overall, what are my personal thoughts on the Black Series Kylo Ren? Overall, it's a very, very good figure. It's a very nice representation of the character itself. He is nicely detailed. He does have good articulation. He can hold a pose very well. If you're curious, if you're thinking about picking up a Kylo Ren, I would actually recommend going ahead and picking him up. The figure itself is good. He does have good articulation, good details. And on top of that, you gotta admit, this is a very, very cool looking character. Now, I'm curious about how he is in the movie when it does come out. But until we do get to see what he actually does, I would suggest picking him up. I know SH Figure Arts is releasing their own version of this particular character, and they will say, I'm very curious about how their version is going to look. I'm very pleased with the Darth Vader that they released, so I'm looking forward to SH Figure Arts version of this same character right here. So if you can find him, do pick him up. He is actually worth adding to any Star Wars collection. But that'll wrap up my review on the Black Series 6-inch Kylo Ren. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.